Coming up tonight, why swimming or running are among activities to avoid for a week after your vaccination. Changi Terminal 4 could be used to screen passengers flying in from places with high Covid-19 risk. And a migrant worker wins the top prize in a talent contest with these moves. Hello, this is the Straits Times Newsnight. Good evening, I'm Dylan Ang. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, here's something you should know. Swimming, cycling, lifting heavy weights, as well as ball and racket games are some of the strenuous activities you should avoid for 7 days after receiving your first and second jabs. Activities that are safe include casual walking and doing housework. On Monday, MOH issued an updated advisory recommending that all vaccinated persons, in particular adolescents and young men aged below 30, should avoid intense exercise for 1 week after getting their COVID-19 jabs. Now, if you develop any chest pain, shortness of breath, or abnormal heartbeats, you should seek medical attention immediately.
One of the cardinal symptoms of heart failure is breathlessness. So if someone suddenly feels out of breath for no good reason, or if they normally could do exercise, if they could do a 5-kilometer jog, but now they get out of breath after a kilometer, that's not normal. So that's a very important sign. Chest pain for any reason has to be taken seriously. It could be a sign of myocarditis. It could be a sign of some other complication of the vaccination as well. And it may be a sign of high blood pressure, for example, or one of the other possible complications could be increased chance of ischemic heart disease or heart attack. Although very rare, that's an important sign not to miss because it could be potentially life-threatening. So palpitations means that one can experience a very fast heartbeat or irregular heartbeat, and that can happen when the heart is inflamed, and so the proper function of the heart is affected, not just the pump function, but the regularity of the pump.
Let's take a look at today's COVID-19 numbers. 2 locally transmitted cases were confirmed today, both unlinked. The remaining 8 cases were imported, with 7 detected upon arrival and the other developed COVID-19 during SHN or isolation. Also, travellers flying in from countries with high rates of COVID-19 infections may be processed at Changi Airport Terminal 4 in the future. According to Transport Minister S. Iswaran, this option is being considered as T4 has a larger capacity than T2, where these travellers are currently being processed. He did not, however, provide a timeline as to when this could be implemented. 14 more charges were handed to Poon Chew Yok today, the woman caught on video refusing to wear a mask at Marina Bay Sands. 10 were for failing to wear a mask at public places, and 4 were for breaching her 14-day stay-home notice last year. This means she now faces 21 charges in total. The case has been adjourned to July 23rd, and her bail increased from $8,000 to $12,000. The sale of set-top boxes that offer access to pirated online streams of movies and television shows will soon be outlawed. It will be harder for retailers to evade legal action should the proposed changes to the Copyright Act tabled in Parliament today pass. This is in part of efforts to strengthen the copyright regime in Singapore. The criminal penalties will also be clearly spelled out. If found guilty under the proposed amendments, individuals can be fined up to $100,000, jailed for up to 5 years, or both. For entities such as companies, they can be fined up to $200,000. New statistics on Singapore's foreign workforce show that the proportion of employment pass holders from India doubled to 26% last year from 13% in 2005. According to Manpower Minister Tan See Leng, who delivered a statement in Parliament today, the numbers are driven by the rapid growth of Singapore's digital economy and not because of the Singapore-India Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement known as SECA.
all work pass holders in Singapore have to meet the same criteria before they are allowed to enter our labour market. There is no differentiation based on nationality. Rather, these numbers reflect trends in the global demand and supply of tech talent. The larger increase in Indian EP holders compared to other nationalities is driven by a result of rapid growth and choices of growing our digital economy and finance. As every sector seeks to be digitally enabled, their need for tech talent has grown significantly. We don't have enough locals to fill the jobs available.
Looking at the overall picture, the number of employment pass holders in Singapore increased by 112,000 between 2005 and 2020. In comparison, the number of local professionals, managers and executives grew by more than 380,000 in the same period. According to Health Minister Ong Ye Kung, competition between local and foreign PMEs is not a zero-sum game.
In fact, the converse is often true. By combining and complementing local and foreign expertise, we can attract more investments and create many more good jobs and career choices for Singaporeans. The downside is that with more foreign PMEs in Singapore, they can compete for jobs with locals at the company level. And at that level, there can be a zero-sum situation. So there is a trade-off at play here, if I put it simply. A, many jobs, strong competition. B, few jobs, no competition. And we need to find the right balance where there are more jobs, some competition.
Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media today. Ganesan Sandirakasan is the name of the migrant worker who took home the top prize at a local talent competition after he had choreographed and performed a sequence of silambam. It's a traditional martial art form that's been practiced in India since the 4th century. Now, he was taking part in a Tamil variety series titled Chiu Panu Mapi and won first place with the most number of likes and views for his video on TikTok. The series was made for migrant workers in Singapore and had received more than 600 submissions in total. Ganesan says he plans to donate half of his $1,000 prize money to his hometown in India, where it will provide at least 500 meals for the elderly. Well done and massive congratulations. Marvel fans, it's finally here. Now, after multiple false starts, Black Widow, the much-awaited next chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, will finally hit our shores tomorrow. In the action-packed spy thriller, Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, must deal with her history as a spy and the broken relationships left in her wake long before she became an Avenger. I, for one, am so excited to see this. The film comes out tomorrow and will be released on Disney Plus with premiere access on July 9th. But if you can't wait, sneaks have already started today. And talk about generosity. Imagine if you were suddenly treated to fireworks when you least expect it. Now, that's exactly what happened to residents of New Orleans on July 4th after a certain Hollywood star picked up the tab for it. Will Smith paid $100,000 for the pyrotechnics over the Mississippi River after learning that the city didn't plan a 2021 show. It had also cancelled last year's fireworks because of the pandemic. Now, Smith is in the city to film Emancipation, about a real-life runaway slave that's due to arrive in theatres in either 2022 or 2023. Guess not all heroes wear capes, that's for sure. And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Keep safe. I'll see you tomorrow.